Hi, I'm Smriti from Simply Crafted, and I'm doing some craft sessions to bring in some positivity in today's world. It will be a very entertaining session, so do watch it till the end. And all the products that I have used, I have linked them below for your convenience. So have fun, stay tuned, and like and subscribe, please. Bye.
Okay, so let's start. Today we will recycle a old frame. And I'm repeating myself just because I did not record earlier. Never mind. Okay, so we will do this frame, and what I have done I will tell you exactly पहले मैंने क्या किया था. So I opened this frame and I stuffed in some cardboard or something so that this becomes flat. Okay, and after that I'm going to stick a paper onto it like this. I've cut the paper exactly to the size of the frame, and as I was telling you earlier that you can either use a frame, you can even use, sometimes you have a carpenter job going on at your place and you have small pieces of wood which is left. You can use that. You can even use old canvases which you have, like let's say you were small and you did some work, doodle stuff or something, and now you have grown up, now you think this is baby work. So instead of throwing those canvases away, we can reuse them. After doing gesso, they become new and you can reuse them. All right, so over here first I'm going to stick this paper. I will use Mod Podge and I will stick this paper, and once I've done that, then I will apply gesso. So one good coat of Mod Podge, and then I will apply my paper that I have cut to size and stick it. So just press it down nicely. Sometimes it gives you a hard time to stick, just keep pressing it again and again. Like right now this is giving me a hard time to stick. So I'm just pressing it again and again, just making sure that it sticks properly. I think this is done. So just stick this paper nicely again. And now that I've stuck it, I'm going to use some gesso and just apply gesso on top of it. Sometimes when your gesso becomes old, you have small lumps. Don't worry about it, just take it out with your hands. Another tip that I can give you is, if you think that your gesso is becoming lumpy, like this one is, just spray some water in it and keep it. It will become better. Not too much water, just about okay. Tanaira, you had bought a clear gesso, right? Right? So for this you can use a clear gesso. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You can use your clear gesso like this. Okay, so this is done. Fine. But this is slightly, I can show you the side. Can you see the top? It is slightly lumpy over here. Can you see this? Is it possible for you to see? Or no, it's too white?
No, ma'am, you can see it.
You can?
You can see.
Yeah, so this might not give me a very good stencil image, but you understand how to do it, okay? Okay, so this done, now we have to paint over it. So I'm going to use some acrylic paints, and I'm going to now show you how I paint. And why I paint like this is because I don't know how to paint properly. You know, I can never get one even coat. So what I do is, I always mix 2 or 3 colors. So today I will show you mixing 2 colors. So I will just take a little water. Another thing which I can tell you is, now this is my water, okay? After I apply paint on my brush, I don't keep dipping it again and again in water because I just keep on wasting paint that ways. Shuru mein hi, I will just take some water in the plate only, so that whenever I need, I will take it from here only, right? So here, I'm going to take little bit of white, little bit of yellow, and start swiping. Can you see 2 tones? Somewhere you have white, somewhere you have yellow. Can all of you see this? This is the way I give texture in my paints and actually fool everybody. Everybody thinks I'm a very big artist and I can take out such beautiful textures, but honestly speaking, I do not know how to paint. So this is my hack, and this is how I make sure that I land up painting also. It looks good also, but at the same time, I do not have to really overwork and stress about getting an even tone, okay? So for example, let's say you say this is too much yellow and I want some white in it. Just give some white stripes and then just blend it. See, all of a sudden you will have more white stripes. This is mostly how I give my texture, okay? Monica ji, especially for you.
Okay.
Sath mein I will keep on doing the edges also, because they are also very important. Always remember, whenever we are making anything, I always make sure that the top, bottom, sides, everything should look as if you really put in your heart and soul in it. It should not look best out of waste. It should be the best. See, wherever I feel it's too flat, I can always just take in some lines and just swipe. That's all. Done? Everybody give me a thumbs up if you can see the stripes and if you've understood how to take out textures, right? This is the easiest way to give a background coat without stressing over giving an even coat. This is very, very easy, okay? Fine. So this is done. So this ways our base is ready no matter what you are using, whether you're using an old wooden block or an old canvas, old frame, or maybe just paper, whatever. This way my base is ready. Now I'm going to take out my stencil. So likewise, you get lots and lots of stencils in the market, and you can use any. Okay. So today I'm going to be using this is a Craftangle stencil. It is a 6x6 stencil and it says good things over coffee. Okay, so I'm going to use this. So just first understand where is your center, where do you want to place it, how do you want to place it, and then just use a masking tape. Okay, first try and stick it onto yourself and then stick it to anything. Why do we do this? As it is, tacky tape does not stick to the surface, but when we do this, when we stick it on our skin, it is less tacky and it will not rip the paint apart. So whatever tacky tape I use, I will first stick it on myself and then I will stick wherever fine. So likewise, you can stick as much as you want. You can make the whole frame so that you do not spoil your frame. Now since we are dealing with coffee over here, I'm going to use some brown color. So let's make some brown color. I have brown, but I will add a little black to it. Very slight, but I will add a little black tinge to it, just to give it that dark brownish effect. Okay, wait, just a second. Here. So what I want to show you is that when I'm mixing my colors, I always use a spatula, anything that you get in the market. I never use my brush, because when I use my brush, half of the paint will be in my brush and I will just throw it away. So I will just use my spatula and then mix the color so that I can use everything. My paint does not go waste. The actual coffee color, I like this. See, I can take out everything and I will not waste any of my paint. Now, take a little sponge. You don't have to buy any extra sponge. You can even do with the Scotch-Brite that you get at home. You can even use it with that. Any sponge. Sometimes you have sofas being made in the house and there is so much of sponge that they throw away. I keep all of it. You can use any of those. So just make a ball out of this. Take some paint, start from one corner and start dabbing it. And slowly, slowly. One thing I can tell you, don't make one dab here and one dab here, no. Because with your fingers, press your stencil down to get a very accurate image. Okay. Starting from one side, bring it to the other. While you are stenciling, you can also do something like what I did. I mixed black and brown together. You could have even given a little bit of brown, little bit of black, little bit of brown, and given hues. While we are stenciling, make sure it should not be a runny paint. That means you should actually not mix water in your paint. So I will make sure that I do everything. And like you can see, starting from the top, I'm coming down. And this swipe that I did it to pick up the color. Never do it on your stencil, because otherwise the paint will go inside and it will ruin your image. I think I've pretty much done it, so I did it mostly over. Yeah, so you can just keep this aside, slowly, gently, just pick up your stencil, and I've ruined it. Anyhow, but you understand how to do it. But I think because my paper was lumpy, see, I've already gone wrong over here. Can you see that? So it should be flat. It should not be lumpy like this. But this has come out really well. Coffee has come out well. Things have come out well. Good has come out nice. So this I will work and I will rectify this as well. Okay. So this is how you do stenciling, and that is how you do texture painting. Is there any question anybody would like to ask?
What is the correct order ki jo ye lump na aaya? What should we do to avoid this?
See, to be very honest, when I'm doing a class right now, I have to speed up things. I did not allow my paper to dry. If I would allow my paper to dry, then this would not happen, right? If I would have dried this overnight, the paper would have flattened out on its own. Because the paper is wet, this is wetness right now.